who are aged pensioners, you know, these cards are actually worth a lot to them, as much as their part pension in some cases.
All right, handy advice there as always. Chris, appreciate your time this morning.
Thank you.
All right, stay with us because coming up we have details for you on that damning phone call that has now been revealed of the MH17 investigation. What do they tell us about the downing of that plane? For now, though, we're going to get news headlines. It's with Deb.
Tom, thank you. The firefight is not over yet for authorities in New South Wales and Queensland, with both states facing another day of severe fire danger. Hot, dry and windy conditions are forecast. It comes as the RFS confirms 257 homes have been lost, a further 87 damaged in New South Wales. We have special coverage of the bushfire crisis. Our team of reporters are on the ground in both states for us this morning. Let's go first to Sarah Stewart at RFS headquarters. Sarah, authorities are warning of severe fire danger across parts of New South Wales today.
Yeah, they certainly are, Deb. It is going to be hot, it's going to be dry and it's going to be windy. There are around 60 fires still burning, but for the very latest, I'm now joined by the RFS Commissioner, Shane Fitzsimmons. Thanks for your time. Tell us, how bad is it going to be out there today?
Yes, good morning, Sarah. Yeah, that's exactly right. We've got widespread, very high and severe fire danger ratings extending from the Illawarra and Greater Sydney region out through our central west and then all the way up to the Queensland border. And that's a result of those hot, dry, windy conditions. We're going to see winds 50, 60, 70 kilometres an hour coming down across the ranges and right across some of these worst affected fire areas in northern New South Wales.
So not as bad as Tuesday, but still very real today. And just finally, just quickly, it's been over a week these men and women have been out there now. How are they holding up?
Oh, extraordinary resilience, extraordinary tenacity and commitment to simply trying to save and protect their local communities. We are doing everything we can to rotate crews around, remembering we're averaging anywhere from 500 to nearly 2,000 people per shift, 24 hours a day to sustain this firefighting effort. They're flogging themselves silly, but we're backing them in as best we can. Last night, I caught up in Western Sydney at Richmond RAF Base. 150 new recruits coming in from from Victoria, the Country Fire Authority, full of enthusiasm, full of commitment to help their colleagues here in New South Wales and the communities of New South Wales. They're the sorts of things that we're going to continue to do, not just from across New South Wales, but right across Australia and further afield if we need to.
Well, thank you, and thank you to all the men and women on the ground. They're doing an amazing job protecting us and our homes as well. Deb?
They certainly are. Sarah Stewart, thank you.
Let's go to Queensland now because firefighters there are starting to gain the upper hand on a number of blazes, but there is also some disturbing news coming through from there this morning that one of the most destructive fires that we saw this week, it may have been deliberately lit. Nine's Paris Martin has the latest for us from the QFES headquarters. Paris, it's thought that a teenager might be responsible here.
That's right, Tom. He's a 16-year-old boy and he is believed to have deliberately lit the Cobrable fire, which was near Yeppoon. It has destroyed at least 36 structures and 14 of those were homes. It was one of the most dangerous, most concerning around Queensland in the past week. Now, our leaders say they're just incredibly disappointed that a fire so destructive was deliberately lit.
Well, I think everyone is angry and everyone is disappointed. I think everybody needs to sit down and talk to their children about the consequences. I mean, thankfully, there were no lives lost, but it could have been a whole different story.
Now, Tom, while our firefighters were able to gain the upper hand on some of those fires overnight, we are expecting conditions to worsen in the coming days. That's due to hot, dry conditions. In some areas, temperatures could be up to 6 degrees hotter than the average for this time of year. Also, there are isolated thunderstorms forecast that could bring dry lightning, which could indeed spark even more blazes. So the message to people this morning is that we're not out of the woods yet and they do need to remain vigilant. Tom?
All right, to Paris and Sarah, thank you.
Turning now to the shooting rampage at a California high school, which has left 2 students dead and others fighting for life. Nine's Tim Avia is on the scene at Santa Clarita for us now. Tim, horrific details are emerging now.
Yeah, that's right, Deb. Police have released a timeline of events this morning. They say around 7:30, just as school was starting, a 16-year-old boy whose birthday is today walked into the main playground, brought a semi-automatic pistol out of his backpack and opened fire, shooting 5 students, killing a 16-year-old girl and a 14-year-old boy before using the last bullet on himself. Now, initially, police didn't realise that the wounded children contained the shooter, and students have described the panic during the shooting and also in that uncertain period afterwards when authorities were looking for the shooter.
All of a sudden, I heard loud pops, loud bangs, a sound like I never heard before. And then 2 seconds later, there were people sprinting, screaming. Some were even laughing. That's why it didn't ever process into our head until 2 students came into our room saying someone has a gun.
Now, at least 2 children remain in a critical condition in hospital. Police have not yet revealed a motive for this shooting. They are currently interviewing the 16-year-old boy's mother, and the bomb squad remains at his house. Deb?
Yeah, appalling details. Tim Arvia, thank you.
Well, there are renewed calls for calm across the outback this morning after the police officer charged with murdering a young Indigenous man left the Northern Territory to return to his parents' home in Canberra. Constable Zachary Rolfe's departure has further angered many in the community. More than 1,000 people demonstrating in Alice Springs late yesterday. It's feared the killing has seriously damaged relations between the Indigenous community there and police. Constable Rolfe, he'll return to the NT to face court again next month. A controversial Chinese government-backed takeover of infant baby formula group Bellamy's Australia has now been signed off by Treasurer Josh Frydenberg. This $1.5 billion deal comes with a series of conditions, including that the headquarters must remain in Australia for at least 10 more years. But critics say they remain uneasy with this deal. Fears are that it could cause formula shortages for Australian consumers. Well, human flight has been taken to the next level with an inventor who's been dubbed the real-life Iron Man, breaking speed records. Look at him go there with his very own jetpack. This is a British inventor, Richard Browning. He took to the sky above Brighton in England using a body-controlled jet engine to fly at 136 k's an hour. The quick flight more than doubled the 2017 world record, which was set by that man himself.
Yeah. Very accurate in his landing too, very good.
No, thank you, not for me.
Now, for one last time, let's check in with Tony Jones, who's got our sport from Melbourne.
Oh, here he
wow.
is.
Is he having a breakdown?
Yeah, just getting ready for the final round, guys. Just getting ready for the final round. Yeah, we've lasted. I tell you what, they've thrown everything at us, but we survived, let me tell you that.
Look at him.
Anyway, enough of me. More about the soccer. What was that?
Are you drunk, TJ? Look at you. He's standing.
Hang on, I see it now. One last awkward moment as Brooke quizzes Surly sports reporter, are you drunk? Anyway, no, I'm just full of life. I'm full of life.
Full of the zest.
Anyway, let's talk some soccer, shall we? Because since the Socceroos entered the Asian Confederation back in 2005, we've always struggled in the kingdom that is known as Jordan. In fact, Australia had never won the Middle Eastern nation, but that hoodoo is now over thanks to this man, Adam Taggart.
That's a good ball to pick out Irvine, and potentially an even better one for Adam Taggart. And that is a splendid finish by Adam Taggart to put Australia in front.
Socceroos players will now return to their clubs with the next qualifier not until March. Steve Smith is in trouble with officials for the first time since his ball tampering ban. The world's best batsman has pleaded guilty to dissent. No, not Steve Smith. Following his dismissal in the Sheffield Shield clash against WA, Smith has been fined 25% of his match fee. And Roger Federer has taken the first set against Novak Djokovic at the ATP finals. It's the first meeting between the pair since that classic five-setter in the Wimbledon final back in July. Now, the winner of this one will book a spot in the Final Four alongside Dominic Thiem, who lost earlier this morning to Matteo Berrettini. So there you go. That is your fix of sport.
We cannot let you go, though, TJ, without, of course, marking that this is your last day with us here on the Today Show. It has been rich. It has been real. It is.
Oh, God, the boss hasn't told him. Oh, no.
Stop it.
Tony,
no one told me
that. Mate. Yeah.
Check your phone.
That's right, yeah. You didn't get the email?
Wow.
No. Look, Tony, it's been wonderful having you on here this year. We couldn't let you go without saying farewell. Obviously, we're going to miss Archie greatly, mostly.
Yeah.
Yes.
And we've got some of the best moments of you and Archie here.
Friday, come to work with Dad Day. Look who's come to work today. There he is. Yep. There he is, the little fella. Yeah, I know. It's very exciting, isn't it? Don't care about me as long as the dog's undercover there. Are you okay, Arch? If we just pan down, you'll see that you-know-who has come to work with Dad again this morning. And Archie, it's not a great morning. He should have just stayed in bed with Mum, shouldn't you, mate?
I'm going to
That
miss
is
Archie.
fantastic.
The great softening of Tony Jones. But of course...
Well, no.
Oh, sorry.
Well, no. The good news is Archie's got a new 2-year contract. I got that. So no, it's all going very, very well.
We do love it. We also have to... I just want to recognise this too, TJ, because you really did capture the mood when our Ashes team made you part of the celebrations. I want to take one more look at this because it was fabulous.
They deserve it. There's no doubt about that. They've done it pretty hard. They were gone for all money there. They were on for all money, weren't you, mate? You're on for all money there at Headingley, and you bounced back. They said you couldn't do it, but you did.
Yeah, we did. We got a bloke called Steve Smith.
Yeah.
And we got some pretty good batters.
Right, okay.
So there you go, TJ. We are spraying you with champagne from afar as well, and thanking you for your contribution. And you work damn hard, my friend, across radio and TV, both ends of the day. And it's fabulous having you as part of the team. So thank you so much.
Well, that is so nice. Thanks very much. And I'm not completely going because obviously I'll bob up from time to time when there's about 8 people calling in sick next year. But look, I look forward to it, and it has been a very, very fun year. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Tony, it has been a pleasure. You're one of those people you always throw to the heart's in the mouth a little bit because where's Tony going to go with this? But that's one of the great joys of live TV, and I reckon you're just about the best live TV performer in Australia. A lot better than me. I can't even get the words out.
Thank you very much, TJ.
Bye-bye.
A few words.
As I said, you never know what you're going to get.
Yeah, absolutely.
Tony Jones there in Melbourne. All right, Stevie is tracking the weather forecast for us from Brisbane today and helping support a fantastic cause there.
Oh, dear.
Oh, my.
Uh-oh.
Have we
Is this the new
interrupted
series of The
something
Joker?
here?
Yeah, with the Queensland Children's Hospital, I asked Andy, well, she offered actually to do my makeup for the telethon ball tomorrow night with Coffee Club, and the brief I gave her was subtle with some cheekbones. What do I look like?
Yeah, she's nailed it.
Awesome? Yeah? What have you done to me?
Nothing
I've
unusual.
done great things to you.
You've done great things to me? I've got a feeling that what you're painting on me now is actually lipstick and not makeup.
Could be, right?
Yeah.
Actually, I didn't read the titles.
Do I look good, darling?
You look beautiful, darling.
Beautiful! All right, how do I look, everyone? I've got a feeling that wasn't very sincere. All right, should we have a look at the weather? Yeah. OK. It's going to be a beautiful day because everyone's beautiful up here in Queensland. And 31 degrees for Cairns and Townsville today. Brizzy, 33 degrees, enough to melt your makeup off here today. The Gold Coast, 29. Bit of early smoke in Sydney, and then that will fine up to a top of 32 degrees. And Melbourne, some showers about today, 18. Bit wet and windy also for Hobart, 16 degrees, and a possible shower this morning in Adelaide, 20. In the west, very hot today, and a top of 39 in Perth. Sunny for the Alice, 35, and Darwin partly cloudy, and a top of 36 degrees. OK, my next guest here this morning, who I'm doing a very serious interview with a full face of makeup, is Vanessa and Madison. Can I call you Maddie?
No, I get mad.
You get mad? You mean mad? Like short for Maddie, or you just get mad?
Mad.
Mad, OK. I'll call you Madison then. So, Vanessa, Madison has been in and out of here for years now. Yeah. She's an oncology patient. But you live in Bundaberg. So what does it mean for someone out of town to have these facilities, and what do they offer for you?
So it means a lot because when you're an oncology patient, you're out of town, you're very isolated to what you can do and where you can go. So it just gives her a break. So her favourite thing to do when she comes to hospital is to go find the events they've got on throughout the hospital, so the parties and the craft days. And when she's in hospital, she absolutely loves bedside play. Don't you, Madison?
Yeah.
What's your favourite thing about bedside play?
The crafts and the playing with the Barbie dolls.
Play with the Barbie dolls. Well, if you would like to help out Madison and all of the other kids that come through here, about 100,000 a year, the number is up on the screen. It's 1800 909 900. Please give generously. The phone lines are open now. We will have the telethon all day tomorrow. And Madison, what do you think of my makeup?
Funny.
Do you reckon we'll get some extra donations for his makeup, Madison?
Yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so too. I think maybe I'm a little bit more Krusty the Clown than catwalk model. But anyway, thank you very much to you, Andy, and to everyone here. We've got more coming to you live from the Queensland Children's Hospital. Say bye, Mads.
Bye, Maddie. Bye. Oh, she's fabulous, Stevie. Well done. And you do look funny. She's nailed it on the head. Good on you, Stevie. We'll check in.